and that defending freedom is a basic tenet of what makes America great and keeps us safe, maybe you should leave it to those of us who do. Joining us now is Arizona U.S. Senator Mark Kelly. Senator, I really appreciate you joining us this evening. I know you've had a lot of travel time recently.
Do you care lefty or right here?
It doesn't matter.
Do I got you?
It was, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you now,
hear me?
too. Go ahead, sir. I can hear you now.
All right. Yeah, sorry about that. I thank you for having me on the show. It's a long trip to get there. It's exhausting. It's really important to do it, especially now. I mean, I can't believe what's going on. It seems like our country, well, at least the Oval Office, has switched sides in this conflict. And to meet with the Ukrainian people, you showed the two nurses on the screen there. Tatiana and Irina were their names, and their story is just heartbreaking. It is so sad. You didn't share the part, I think. I think it's important to hear what they experienced. They watched children that they knew being raped by Russian soldiers in front of their parents, and then those kids murdered by those Russian soldiers in front of their parents. It was heartbreaking. It is horrendous. It'll never be forgiven. Those soldiers were sent there by Vladimir Putin to destroy this country. Putin is an existential threat to Ukraine, to Europe, ultimately to us. Those women come to work every single day and try to take care of these veterans. It was one of the saddest things I've seen since I've been in this job. And just to think right now where we are, they're going into this negotiation in Saudi Arabia. I hope it goes well. Nobody wants this to end as much as the Ukrainian people. But, Rachel, this has to end in a way where Ukraine has dignity and has their territory back, in a way where they're stronger. And what Donald Trump has done, I mean, he has really set up these negotiations in a way that not only make us look weak, but they put Ukraine in a really horrible position.
In terms of these negotiations, such as they are, that are happening, in terms of the posture of the U.S. towards this conflict, it appears to me from the outside, just as a citizen looking at this, that nothing has been asked of Russia, and that, to the contrary, everything that Russia might conceivably have asked of the United States, short of U.S. troops bombing Ukraine itself, has been offered to Russia without concession by this president. I don't know why Marco Rubio personally feels like the right vessel for that, given his previous clear-eyed warnings about and criticism about Vladimir Putin. Do you feel like there's anything the United States could do, if it had its wits about it, to try to change some of the way that Trump is interacting already with Russia and Ukraine in a way to make it more likely that Ukraine loses this war?
Well, I could tell you what we shouldn't have done. Right at the beginning here of this negotiation, Donald Trump decides to give up Ukrainian territory, say that's not an option, they're not going to get everything back, and to say they'll never be a member of NATO. That's not the way you go into a negotiation. And Secretary Rubio said something similar here on his way to Saudi Arabia. You always want to negotiate from a position of strength. They're not doing that. You're right. They have not asked anything of the Russians. And Putin is a criminal. He respects, if anything, he respects strength. But keep in mind, Rachel, he wants to undermine Western civilization. He wants to undermine our country, our democracy. He wants to take back territory. He's talked about that. He wants Ukraine back. Then he's going to go to the Baltics. He's going to go to Poland. And then we have to come to their defense. What I'm trying to do here is making the American people aware that what this administration is doing right now, they are making serious mistakes. We've got to go into a negotiation strong. Donald Trump thinks, he looks, strong, but he's really being a bully. And he's, at least for the Russians, he's making us look weak.
Senator, I have to ask you, and I apologize in advance for doing this, but I have to ask you if you have any response tonight to what the president's top campaign donor, Mr. Musk, said about you, bluntly calling you a traitor in response to you writing about your trip to Ukraine.
Well, Rachel, when I was 22 years old, before getting sworn into the Navy, or as I was getting sworn in to the United States Navy, I swore an oath to our Constitution to protect and defend the Constitution. I have lived that oath. my entire life. I flew in combat in the first Gulf War. I served in the United States Navy for 25 years. I spent 15 years at NASA risking my life flying the space shuttle. And the only oath I can think of that maybe Elon has sworn is an oath to his own checking account, to his pocketbook, an oath maybe to ruining the lives of veterans. I had veterans in my office last week who, after really good performance reports, found out that Elon Musk fired them for poor performance. He has ruined these people's lives. They were serving our country again in very valuable roles, and they did not deserve to get fired by an email from an unelected billionaire. So I think Elon needs to, go back to making rockets. That's what he should focus on. He shouldn't be focused on this slash and burn of the federal government. And by the way, Rachel, he's doing it for one reason. He's doing this so they create a little space so the big giant tax cuts that they're going to give for millionaires and billionaires do not look as bad, does not add as much to the debt and deficit. And the way he's going to do it is he's firing people. And then on top of that, he's going to cut health care for kids that a third of kids get their health care, or a third of people that get their health care from Medicaid are children, and he's going to cut health care for seniors, all to give this big tax cut. So I would prefer if Elon went back to his old job, at SpaceX and Tesla.
Well, it seems like certainly Starlink or SpaceX could use some executive help at this point. Maybe some more time might be available. Senator